Welcome back to Breakfast. It's 18 minutes to 7. Professional firefighters will vote on a new settlement over the next few weeks. They've reached an agreement on a long-running employment dispute with a 24% pay rise on the table. The draft offer comes after 6 months of strike action, including all union members walking off the job twice. Negotiations have been ongoing for a year and a half, the government stepping in last month to offer financial assistance. The deal, worth around $145 million, also includes blood screening for early cancer detection, psychological support and medical response recognition. We're going to be joined by FENZ Chief Executive Kerry Gregory in a few minutes, but first we have Wally Watson from the Firefighters Union in our Wellington studio. Morena, Wattie, congratulations. How are you feeling after this settlement?
Morena, Maddie. We're relieved. We're relieved for our membership that we're now coming to the end, and some of the key issues that are so important for them will now be addressed.
You've been fighting hard and fighting for a long time for this, Wattie. What made you fight in the first place?
Well, the career firefighting arm of New Zealand Fire Service and then Fire and Emergency really has been neglected for many, many years. And as a result, we were having firefighters rely on food bank in order to feed their families. I think everyone's seen in the campaign the absolute appalling state of the trucks, the unsafe state where they're breaking down on the way to incidents, and the insufficient staffing numbers, which have resulted in firefighters working extraordinary hours that they can't sustain. So there was real systemic problems within FENZ that the only avenue we had as the members in the union was to actually do it through collective bargaining.
I know it's taken a toll, Wattie, on you, on the firefighters, on the industry as a whole. Tell me about that toll.
Well, it's been really significant, and I think, Maddie, you and Jenny May interviewed me back in May this year, and it was at the start. We were just on the round of meetings for the members to vote on the industrial action, and they took the very difficult step for them to vote for strike action, and then they took the very difficult step for them of actually taking that action, and it was unprecedented. In New Zealand, we have never had a national strike of firefighters and all our members, and they had to walk out twice to get the message across about how serious the situation was.
We mentioned some of the things that have been put forward in this proposal. 24% pay rise. We're talking blood cancer screening. We're talking psychological support. Did you get everything you wanted, Wattie? Are you satisfied with this agreement?
We are satisfied with the agreement. Of course, we didn't get everything we wanted, you never do, but those matters are huge to us, and the financial assistance to help to pay for income protection insurance, the working parties that we're going to have with our members directly involved in trying to resolve the truck issue and the staffing issues, those are really key to our membership. A very good pay increase, but that was really necessary. We had ranks that were barely getting a minimum pay. So this will be a relief for them and their families, and it is a start for them to start to feel valued and recognised.
That relationship with FENZ had been damaged, over the last couple of years because of what you guys have gone through. How is the relationship now?
Well, it's early days. We've only just got to the point of the settlement, and that's been a fraught and long process. And we wouldn't have got to this position without the government. The last offer by FENZ was in July, and that was worth about $45 million. This offer is costed at $145 million. That big difference, that $100 million, has come with the support with the government in terms of some financial structures around that to get there. So there is a lot of work to be done in terms of the relationship. But I think really the key relationship that needs to be repaired is not at my level with the union and the executive of FENZ. It's actually with FENZ and the staff. And that's our members across the board, comm centres, volunteer support officers, risk reduction, administration, trainers, they don't trust their employer, and they feel that they have been really badly treated and not listened, and that they have not been able to protect the public in the way in which they wish to do. So that is the relationship that needs the most work, and we will be working with our membership to try and build that. But how we give effect to the working parties, in particular on the trucks and the staffing, will go a long way, I think, to building that trust and confidence.
Well, Wattie, well done for the fight, because I know it's been long and hard fought. So congratulations. That's Wally Watson from the New Zealand Firefighters Union. Thank you for being with us this morning, Wattie.
Thank you.
For more on this, let's check in with Fire and Emergency New Zealand Chief Executive Kerry Gregory, who joins me now. Morena, Kerry, how are you? This must feel like a weight off your shoulders, right?
I'm Morena Korua, and Maddie, I'm really excited and I'm really pleased for our firefighters and for everyone involved. It is a real weight off our shoulders, and it really addresses some of the significant change in the working environment that our firefighters face every day. So it's a really exciting day.
Yeah, it is very exciting for you and for the firefighters. But why did it take so long, Kerry? Why did it take more than a year of fighting from our firefighters to get to this point?
Yeah, well, I guess, Maddie, when you look through that, because it started off, there was over 140 odd claims on the table, so that needed to be worked through. But it really became quite evident quite quickly that we just didn't really have the baseline to be able to settle the contract. And it was really good to see the Colgan report come through, and that process we went through, which really highlighted the ability for the organisation to actually settle the contract. That clearly showed that the ability for the organisation to move to address some of these big issues, just wasn't there. So, I can't thank enough the government for stepping in, the Minister Jan Tededi, her staff, DIA, our team that's been working on it, and the union and all their representatives for the really difficult journey that it's been, but to actually get to a stage now where we can actually put an offer on the table that reflects where we think our firefighters should be, and addresses some of those key issues, around, like you went through before, around medical testing and those sort of things.
Yeah, you mentioned that Colgan report. It found that firefighters were significantly underpaid, that the members felt undervalued and disrespected, that staffing and appliance-safe systems of work issues needed to be addressed, and mental health and occupational illness needed to be recognised as well. How did it get to that point, Kerry?
I guess, Maddie, it's understanding as well that, we're a young organisation as far as fire and emergency. So, over the first 5 years of our operation, there was significant investment in the fire and emergency to address particular areas. One of the areas that was through that process wasn't about the change in context for the operation that firefighters work in. So they've seen a lot of change happening all around them, and that's brought a level of discontent, and like what he said earlier, it's brought a level of mistrust, I guess, or concern from firefighters around what management's doing, because they've seen a lot of investment and effort go into other parts of the organisation. So to get the funding now to allow that to happen, it's just been fantastic to actually hopefully move us forward, gain some trust back, and actually work proactively with the NZPFU to address some of those challenges that we've got.
Yeah, so how do you do that, Kerry? Because that's a big job, right? That is a huge job to earn back that trust that has been lost by the firefighters. So how do you do that?
Well, I think, Maddie, there's one thing that all firefighters have in common, and I know, having been a firefighter myself for 30 odd years, that it's about serving the communities and actually having our focus on really what's important, which is actually serving our communities, but also understanding that, the context has changed over the years. And, there's a significant impact on mental health now by, what firefighters are exposed to and what they go to. So working really closely with the union, but especially with our firefighters around, what that means for us and what are the most important things to tackle first. Because we can't tackle everything at once. And, that's been part of this process as well. What's really important for firefighters that we can tackle as part of this collective employment agreement to help us move forward.
Well, Kerry, we wish you all the best, because these are great workers who do incredible things in our communities. So we need them to feel supported and safe. So thank you so much for being with us this morning. That is Kerry Gregory, the Chief Executive of Fire and Emergency New Zealand.
Thank you, Maddie.